Krefeld, Limburgish, Krieëvel, also known as Krefeld until 1929, is a city in North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. It is located northwest of Düsseldorf, its center lying just a few kilometers to the west of the River Rhine. The borough of Uerdingen is situated directly on the Rhine. Krefeld is accessed by the autobahns A57 and the A44. Krefeld is also called the Velvet and Silk City. Krefeld's residents speak Hochdeutsch, the standard German taught to all people in Germany. However, the native dialect is a Low German variety, sometimes locally called Krefelder Plattdeutsch, Krieëvisch Platt, Plattdeutsch, or sometimes simply Platt. The Uerdingen line isogloss, separating general dialectical areas in Germany and neighboring Germanic-speaking countries, runs through and is named after Krefeld's Uerdingen district, originally an independent municipality. History. The town originated in Roman times when the legions founded the military camp of Gelduba. Records first mention Krefeld itself in 1105 under the name of Krieëvel. Uerdingen, originally an independent town east of Krefeld, founded in 1255, became in medieval times larger and more important than Krefeld. The growth of the town began in the 17th century, when Krefeld was one of few towns spared the horrors of the 30 Years' War. In 1683, a group of 13 families left Krefeld at the invitation of William Penn to resettle in Pennsylvania in order to enjoy religious freedom. They crossed the Atlantic on the ship Concord, and founded the settlement of Germantown, thus beginning the Pennsylvania German ethnic identity. The town of Uerdingen experienced a less fortunate in the 17th century. Troops from Hesse completely destroyed it in the 30 Years' War, and it almost ceased to exist. After the 1702 death of William III of Orange, Krefeld passed to the Kingdom of Prussia. The Battle of Krefeld occurred nearby in 1758 during the 7 Years' War. Krefeld and Uerdingen were included within the Prussian province of Jülich-Klevsburg in 1815. In 1872, Krefeld became an independent city within Rhenish Prussia. During part of 1918, the Belgian army used it as a base during the occupation of the Rhineland after the First World War. In 1929, Krefeld and Uerdingen merged to form Krefeld-Uerdingen. In 1940, the name was shortened to simply Krefeld. During World War II, on December 11, 1941, a detailed report on the transport of Jews from Krefeld and its surroundings to the Skiratava railway station near Riga, later to become Jungfernhof concentration camp, listed 1,007 Jews from Krefeld and Duisburg, deported in freezing conditions with no drinking water for more than 2 days. Almost immediately upon arrival, these Jews were shot in the Rumbula Forest massacre. On the 21st of June 1943, British bombs destroyed large parts of east of the city. A firestorm consumed most of the city center. On the 3rd of March 1945, U.S. troops entered Krefeld, among them the later U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. The town became part of the new state of North Rhine-Westphalia after World War II. The Jews of Krefeld. Jews were listed as citizens of Krefeld from 1617. In 1764 a synagogue was erected, and by 1812, under French rule, the town included 196 Jewish families, with 3 Jewish-owned banks. Under Napoleon, the town became the capital for the surrounding Jewish communities, including over 5,000 Jews, and by 1897 they comprised 1.8% of the population. In 1846, a Jewish representative was voted onto the town's municipal council, while rising anti-Semitism was noted during During these elections, a Reform synagogue was built in 1876, arousing opposition from the Orthodox community. A Jewish school existed in the town, with more than 200 students around 1900. In November 1938, during Kristallnacht, the two synagogues were attacked. In 1941, following an order from Hitler to deport their German Jews to the east, Jews from the town were sent to the area around Riga and murdered there. In 1945, the U.S. Army occupied the city and placed Henry Kissinger, then an Army private and later Secretary of State of the United States, in charge of the city administration. In 2008, a new synagogue, library, and Jewish cultural center were erected on the location of one of the demolished synagogues. Around 1,100 Jews were reported to live in and around Krefeld at the time. Points of interest: Castle of Linn, Botanischer Garten Krefeld, a municipal botanical garden, Longy and Esther's houses, neighboring houses by early Mies van der Rohe, now serving as local contemporary art museum venues. Zoo Krefeld, Galoprenbahn Krefeld, horse racing track. Districts: there are a number of districts in Krefeld. Each has a municipal representative, with representatives chosen by local elections. The districts are incorporations, cities and places that were incorporated into Krefeld. 1901, Linn. 1907, Bochum, Viborg and Oppum. 1929, Krefeld became an independent city. Uerdingen, Krefeld Fischland, Krefeld District Trath, Krefeld District Gelpenstratum, Krefeld District Forstwald, Krefeld District Benrad und Hulseberg, Kempen. 1975, locality of Huls from Kempen. Historical population of Krefeld, census data, mayors of Krefeld from 1848 to 1872, Ludwig Heinrich Kondratieck, 1872 to 1881, Friedrich Christian Roos, 1882 to 1903, Ernst Cooper, 1903 to 1905, Wilhelm Hammerschmidt, 1905 to 1911, Adalbert Oehler, 1911 to 1930, Johannes Johansson, 1945–1946, Johannes Stepkes, 1946–1947, Wilhelm Warsch, 1947 to 1949, Hermann Passin, 1949 to 1951, Hans Müller, 1951 to 1956, Johannes Hauser, 1956 to 1961, Joseph Hellenbrock, 1961 to 1968, Herbert van Hullen, 1968 to 1982, Hans Hauser, 1982 to 1989, Dieter Putzhofen, first term into office. 1989 to 1994, Willy Weil, 1994 to 2004, Dieter Putzhofen, second term into office. 2004 to 2015, Gregor Kathsti, 2015 present, Frank Meyer, city councillors 1946 until 1999. 1946 to 1949, Johann Stepkes, 1949 to 1964, Bernhard Huhn, 1964 to 1986, Hermann Steffens, 1986 to 1988, Alfred Dahlmann, 1988 to 1999, Heinz Joseph Vogt, transport. Krefeld is connected to the Deutsche Bahn network with several stations, including its main station, Krefeld Hauptbahnhof. They are served by intercity, regional express and regional Bahn trains. The Düsseldorf-based Rheinbahn operates a Startbahn service to the centrally located Rheinstrasse stop. This line was the first electric intercity rail line in Europe, established in 1898, and commonly called the K-Bahn because of the letter K used to denote the trains to Krefeld. Nowadays, in the VRR notation, it is called U76, with the morning and afternoon express trains numbered as U70. The line number the colored red instead of the usual blue used for U-Bahn lines. The term K-Bahn, however, prevails in common usage. The city of Krefeld itself operates 4 tramway and several bus lines under the umbrella of SWK Mobile, a city-owned company. Since 2010, 19 of the oldest trams of the type Duewag-GT8 were replaced by modern barrier-free trams of the type Bombardier Flexity Outlook. SWK Mobile owns an option to buy another 19 trams of the same type to replace the last 19 Duewag-M8 trams. The whole tram fleet will then be barrier-free. Next to that, the city plans to extend the line A44 in Krefeld-Huls to connect the northern district of Huls with the Krefeld downtown area. Economy. The headquarters of Fressnapf, a pet food retailer franchise company, are situated in Krefeld. International relations. Since 1964, the city has hosted an honors program in foreign language studies for high school students from Indiana, United States. The program annually places approximately 30 carefully selected high school juniors with families in and around Krefeld for intensive German language training. Since 1973, the fire services of Krefeld and Twin City Leicester have played each other in an annual, friendly, football match. Twin towns. Sister cities. Krefeld is twinned with notable natives. Scientists. Charlotte Auerbach, genetics scientist, born here. Rudi Dornbusch, economist. Max Zorn, mathematician. Leopold Launheim, German logician. Writers, poets and journalists. Bernhard Hennen, German bestseller writer of fantasy literature. Kurt Feltz, poet. Werner Ross, German writer. Otto Bloß, journalist. Margareta Schreimakers, German television presenter and journalist. Musicians. Silent Force, Prague, classical epic rock band. Blind Guardian, popular German heavy metal band. Everon, German progressive metal band. Ralf Hutter, lead singer of electronic music pioneers Kraftwerk. Aquagen, popular German trance and Eurodance artists. Heinrich Bahn, Andrea Berg, popular German singer. Cosmic 8, popular German trance duo. Artists. Joseph Beuys, artist. Heinrich Kampendonk, Albert Olin, artist. Marcus Olin, artist. Mark Margelski, artist. Aviators. Felix Kracht, aerospace engineer, an Airbus pioneer and former senior vice president. Werner Voss, German World War I aviator. Edmund Rossmann, German officer. Emil Schaefer, German World War I aviator. Athletes. Martin Hein, German and U.S. hockey player. Frank Schwinghammer, a German and Canadian hockey player. Philip Hines, a British sprint cyclist. Knight's Cross holder Heinz Hamel. Other. Carl Joseph Kleingruth, photographer in Medan, Sumatra. Thierry Hermes, German-born French businessman and founder of Hermes.